Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be highlighting three main issues in my speech today. One of them being food, the other being medicine, and the other being awareness, and the third being medicine. Let's talk about food now. When we think of cancer, we think of cigarette puffs and gutka stained mouths which bleed red. But let me tell you, cancer already lies in your plates that you eat every day. The sweetened cup of chai that you drink every evening, and the oil-fried samosa that you think that is a regular food and consume every single evening. Let us talk about something, a statistic that is highly mind-blowing. India consumes about 27 million tons of palm oil every single year, much of which is reheated on roadside stalls again and again. You know what these do? These reheated oils produce the same cyclic aromatic hydrocarbons that is present in a cigarette smoke. A person buying a 10 rupee samosa is consuming the same class of carcinogen as a person smoking a 20 rupee cigarette. Let us move on to the next topic, which is sugar. Now, WHO recommends us to have 8 teaspoons of sugar every day. You know how much Indians consume every day? 19 teaspoons. Sugar is linked to IGF, which is insulin growth factor, which is a boosting factor of cancer. And we consume sugar like it's our birthright. We consume sugar in every single thing. We add 3 spoons instead of 2 into a chai cup, and we think it's fine because sugar just boosts our glycemic index at most. That is what we think. Oncologists now term sugar as a fertilizer for cancer. The UK Cancer Research Institute also published a study on how sugar and cancer are indirectly related. Now what do? We conveniently ignore all of these problems, then target the already vilified cigarettes and alcohol. Their awareness about them is already being spread enough. You go to every movie, there's an ad about cigarette smoking and alcohol consumption. It is being vilified, but what we don't vilify is these reheated oils which are sold in college canteens and everywhere else. What we don't vilify is the sugar that we consume every single day. Now let us move to something called as awareness. Do you know that 2 of the most commonly occurring cancers in India are breast cancer and cervical cancer, along with oral cancer as well. Cervical cancer and oral cancer are linked to a virus called HPV, human papilloma virus. It has a vaccination that is said to kill 85% of the HPV virus causing the cancer. Now let us move to the breast cancer. Now breast cancer awareness can be easily spread. There is a home checking methodology for breast cancer prescribed by the National Institute of Cancer Research of India, wherein they have a video tutorial on how you can self-diagnose yourself whether or not you have breast cancer. Now talking about breast cancer, most people divert their gaze towards women. But do you know that 1% of males also account to the total number of breast cancer cases? Nobody speaks about that. Let us spread awareness. Now coming to topic number 3, which is medicine. Many of our Indian counterparts prefer Ayurvedic medicine over the English medicine, the things which we term as English medicine. Now why do we prefer Ayurvedic medicine? It is something that has been foretold to us by our ancestors, by our parents or anyone else. They want us to believe in this traditional sort of methodology. But the UK Cancer Research Institute published a study back in 2013 stating that these counter medicines that we have called Ayurvedic medicines contain cancer boosting substances rather than cancer curing substances. But we still prefer them over the English medicine. There is a stigma around this. Why do we do this? We still don't know. Nobody can actually explain why people prefer traditional medicine over the English medicine. It is just a superstition of people. Now what do I call for? I call for a 3-step methodology. Number 1, I call for the Ministry of Women Affairs and Child Development to promote this vaccination program. Though Cervavac is present in India, it costs around 4,000 rupees, the only cervical cancer vaccine. I would call for cheaper cervical cancer vaccine launch from the government. Number 2 being MCEDs, that is multi-cancer early detection tests. Now usually this test starts around 14,000 and goes up to 1 lakh. The only service being provided is Redcliffe Labs, which is available on Apollo 24/7. These should be made cheaper. I call for the government again to make sure that these services are available and cheaper. And point number 3 being awareness and stigma. Now many of us these days don't talk to women about these particular topics such as breast cancer and cervical cancer. That is why they don't know about something called as the HPV vaccine. If they take the HPV vaccine, the risk of the 3rd largest cancer, being the cervical cancer, is cut down by 85%. Rwanda, the country with less amount of resources, has already launched a national vaccination program aiming to pollen vaccinations at 90% by the end of this decade for all of the women. Indian government as well launched a program back in 2024 for women aged between 9 to 14, which was first implemented by the Delhi government in the Delhi Cancer Research Institute in the East and West Delhi branches. They gave vaccines for women aged between 9 to 14 for free. I would also like to call the other state governments to do the same. Thank you.